Comfy?
Yeah.
You turn that one on?
Yeah.
Okay. So we're ready to roll?
Yeah.
So welcome to the Honest Diver podcast.
Episode 5.
Episode 5, is sure?
Only because I looked at it just before.
Yeah, see, you get the benefit because you get a look at things.
Yeah.
Whereas I've just got to try and remember from the past.
Yeah.
So yes, here we are, episode 5.
With snazzy lavalier mics.
We are learning as we're going with this one.
Because I nearly lost it. I lost my rag with the rustling off last week's one.
Yes, so you've splashed the cash on some lavalier mics.
And I still don't know how to use them, so this might sound awful.
Yeah, we've just spent the past 20 minutes trying to figure out how to use a lavalier mic with a beard.
Yeah, not easy. And then hopefully our lovely diver Mark has sent us some tips on how to make it better, because I knew this would happen because it happens on the podcast that I listen to. Like when you're driving and then someone, they're talking normally and then they laugh or they screech or whatever.
I'm not going to lie, it does my napper in.
Yeah, and then you got to keep on turning down. So Mark was like, yeah, yours does that. I was like, no!
There's a specific podcast which is horrendous for it, which is a very good and very funny podcast, but yeah. So
he sent us all these links to try and sort it out. So hopefully I'll be able to sort it out. But I have looked at the links and had a bit play, and I'm like, this is way beyond what I'm capable of.
Right, well, send me the links.
You don't even know how to use the program, so how the hell you know even less than me?
I thought you just meant camera settings.
No, on the editing stuff.
Yeah, good luck.
Yeah, exactly. So Mark might be getting a phone call. Please help us, please.
You'll be an expert by the next podcast.
You reckon?
Yeah.
Well, we'll see how it goes. Hopefully it'll be okay. And it'll be beautiful sound in our lovely voices. It'll be ringing in people's ears at an adequate level of volume and normalised.
It's bad enough listening to me the first time round.
Do you not like the sound of your own voice?
Nobody likes the sound of their voice.
I think I've been on video that much now, I'm just used to it. I'm over it.
No.
What I can't get over though, have you tried that inverted filter on TikTok?
There's an inverted filter on TikTok.
So normally when you look in the mirror, you obviously see a mirror image of yourself, but that's not how other people see you. They don't see a mirror image, they just see you. So the inverted filter on TikTok flips your face around to the way that everybody else sees it. It's really freaky. I don't like that at all. Because obviously you're not used to seeing yourself like that.
I have absolutely no idea what you're going on about.
When you look in the mirror, it's a mirror image, but that's not how other people see you. They just see you normal, straight on.
Right. So was that different mirror image?
Because mirror image is backwards. It's a mirror.
Right, okay.
I'll show you the thingy later and you can see what I mean.
Right, okay.
The way that I see you is not the way that you see yourself in the mirror.
Right, okay.
And when you see what I see...
I know, but my face isn't that non-symmetrical that it would be that different.
It really is. you might think that, but wait until you see this filter.
Am I going to do this and have a massive complex?
Yeah, I think I might film you doing it and then we'll put it up as a story.
Oh, thanks.
Anyway, what the hell has this got to do with diving?
I don't know, just we're waffling again.
Waffling.
Which is what we're good at.
Meh. Get the buzzer.
You still haven't bought a buzzer.
I know, we should probably get a buzzer.
Nah.
Have you been diving?
Since the last one, yes, I think I'd have.
Yeah, St Mary's, isn't it?
Yeah,
it
probably is, yeah.
And you didn't tell me. Laura told us that you saw a seal. You kept that very quiet.
Well, I know, but that's just a normal dive for us.
That's just what you see when you get there.
If I saw it underwater, I would have told you.
Oh, did you not see it underwater?
No.
Just at the surface?
Well, I've got seals of cunning. I reckon they're there, and it could have been sitting right behind my shoulder the whole dive, and I wouldn't have known.
Yeah.
Because the viz wasn't great.
It is a nice dive site for seals.
Yeah.
I think the colony's getting bigger and bigger.
It is, but it was a young pup, so it was at the end, and as I was swimming back in, I was just turning around and I was like, there's going to be one full one, and sure enough, there it was. But it comes dead shallow.
Yeah.
Because it followed all the way back in, literally, probably about waist deep.
Right.
And all the kids came running down.
Cute.
Seal.
That is cute, that.
Yeah.
Is it a grey seal?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just because somebody emailed us today, where were they from? I'm sure it was Springwatch or something, and they were asking if I had any footage of harbour seals underwater, and I was like, I've never seen a harbour seal underwater. I've seen them on the rocks doing banana pose. I've never actually seen a harbour, because up here greys, the harbours are not that common at all.
Generally, they don't go past Middlesbrough way.
Right. I've seen one at St Mary's before on the rocks, and that's been it.
They do occasionally come on. but it's usually Middlesbrough around there.
So I was like, yeah, sorry, like if you want grey seal footage, I've got like, you know, shitloads of that of it.
Yeah.
No harbour
They're
seals
too
here.
skittish, and grey seals have bullies to them.
Yeah, they were trying to research the breath holding of them or something like that. Trying to get footage of it, and I was like, oh, sorry, cannot help.
Shame.
But yeah, so being out diving, it's been good.
Yes, it feels like somehow I was down on the beach today, and even the sea, there was a bit of waves there, but it looked like that, like Irish green, that turquoisey green.
Pea soup.
No, like turquoisey,
Like it would be good viz.
yeah, like ocean colour.
Yeah, it's been pretty, like, it's not been amazingly calm, but it's been calmer than what it has been the last few months. So it's definitely going in the right direction.
Yes. So I think there's some amazing diving ahead of us.
What else have you been doing? You been doing any reg doctor activities?
Yes, I've had a few sets in, getting serviced,
Yeah.
a few dry suits to do.
Anything like shockingly manky?
Nah,
No,
just
it's been all
start
good.
in the middle, they're all pretty manky, really.
Doesn't take much.
No, it doesn't. Salt builds up.
Yeah.
It's one of the things.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Sorry. Do you know what I did this week?
What did you do this week?
I put a regulator on the website.
You did. It took you long enough.
It took me long
I
enough.
don't know why it took you so long.
It says
You've had all the information there. All you had to do was just literally put it all
you're
together.
so full of shit. Do you know that? You are so.
It's not me
I've
holding you
been
back.
asking you for 3 years, what do you want your regulator page to look like? And you've been unable. And what you've actually come up with is really good because you can build your regulator. So I don't understand why they do it, but the reg manufacturers, they sell them in, like, when you buy a reg, it's just a first stage, a second stage, and an octo, and the hoses for that bit. It hasn't got a gauge, it hasn't got low pressure inflators, doesn't have anything else with it.
I know, but I can kind of see it from their point of view. Like, just where does it end?
Well, yeah, but we can't. It's not good for us to just put that on our website and expect people to be able to, like, especially like newbie divers, be able to work out what they need to put on top of that.
Yeah, but then when you buy the BCD hose comes with that, so that's kind of considered part of the
Right.
BCD, not considered part of the
Oh, right,
regulator.
okay. Well,
And then there's all the CE and all that
yeah.
malarkey.
Well, we
Thought this was going to be a week of no interruptions.
no chance. So the way you've got it set up, I think, is really good because it allows people to add on the extra. If they need a gauge, they can add one. If they need a BCD hose, they can add one. And just then you take all that information and you build them a reg. Because I think a lot of people don't. I never realised that the reg doesn't even come assembled. Like if you just like get it straight from the manufacturer, it just comes in a box of bits and you got to like put it together. I didn't realise that. So the fact that you
Yeah, it depends how it gets ordered, but generally it'll come first and second stages built.
right.
Depending on the manufacturer.
Yeah.
Some it doesn't. Some it's first stage and second stage. So it does
Yeah.
depend. But then I would add the gauge and then.
But at least it's
extra
you
hoses.
putting it together and then you can test it and make sure it works properly because I wouldn't trust myself to put everything together and then just jump in the water and just assume that it's going to work. So it's good
Yeah.
that...
So all manufacturers will test things as they leave the factory floor, but
Oh, no, I don't mean that. I mean, if I had to add my own hoses and my own gauge
Yeah.
and stuff, I wouldn't know if I'd put them on properly, basically, is what I'm trying to say. I wouldn't trust myself.
okay.
I would want an expert, like the reg doctor.
I see. Yeah. But anyway, everything gets fully pressure tested.
Yeah.
And make sure everything's within factory settings. So I'll check the first stage and the second stage as well.
Yeah.
Because mistakes do happen.
Yeah.
So yes.
So there's one reg on the website.
But now you do have all the information, so you can.
Oh yeah, I can easily put more on.
duplicate and put more on.
And the reg that's on there we're going to talk about that later.
Yes, we are.
So yeah, we'll talk about that more. Like, meh. So no spoilers about this amazing product that we're going to talk about.
Right. Okay.
Okay, right. That's enough intro.
Oh, we're still on the intro.
Yeah.
I thought we were doing the rest.
Moving on.
Moving on.
What is your bubble trouble?
Am I going first this week?
Oh yeah.
I think. What was I thinking about? So this is going to be a waffle, I think.
Well, what a surprise.
Well, no, because I was thinking the other day, because I was going for a dive, and we did have the seal at the end.
Yeah.
And it was quite scenic. Now, I've been put off taking my camera with, because it's more faff and more gear. So it's kind of like...
I mean, your camera is massive. You could get a little GoPro or something in that.
Well, there is that, yeah, I suppose. If you've got like a tiny compact setup, it's probably not more of an issue.
Yours is like a big
so
rig
it's
with
just-
lights and...
So it takes up my hand space. Yes, I can clip it off for a bit, but even then, going in and take photos, even with a compact camera, it's still it's a big distraction, isn't it?
Yeah.
So that's kind of where I'm thinking, like, do I only have set dives where I take the camera where I say, right, I'm doing a photography session, I'm going in, this is what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And then you can just go pick up your rubbish or blow
Well,
up
that's
the
what
things in the background.
I was just thinking, like, it depends who you're diving with, because I'm not bothered if you want to stay in one space. But if you're diving with a buddy who wants to explore the dive site, then they'll be a bit pissed off with you just staying in one place. But it was me, like you say, like, I just do circles around you and look for rubbish while you're doing photos.
Or do I just need to get over it and I can kind of take it along, and if there's something cool, take a photo of that and then just enjoy the dive?
I think you're right, though, with a big rig. It just seems a bit pointless. Maybe you should do, because Matt's got his little one. He always has that, and that takes mint pictures.
Yeah,
and he's always got that.
Yeah.
So if you do come across something cool, then at least you've got something there to take a picture with, or the GoPro or whatever.
It's more the enjoyment of doing it though.
Or the fiddling with the
And taking the photos.
See, I do not want to do that.
But it does get frustrating if you're just doing a dive and then you've got like 2 seconds, you don't have enough time.
Yeah.
So I don't know. So that's what's been perplexing us now. Do I have like specific plans? I don't know if other people do, like where they have specific plans.
Why didn't you ask the audience?
I just did.
Oh, that was very subtle.
Was it?
Do you want to make that a bit more obvious that you're asking them a question?
I don't even know how to ask a question anymore.
Well, if you were his buddy, would you be happy with him bringing his massive camera in and doing a photography session? Like, you've decided that you're going to go for a dive and explore, and then all of a sudden you turn around and there's a mint photo. Hang on, I'm stopping.
Yeah, I'll only blind you a little bit as well.
Oh, don't even get started on the.
Yeah.
He likes me to pose like in photos and stuff, like next to a reef or whatever, and he's giving his signals behind the camera, but he doesn't realise I can't see him because I'm blinded by his spotlight. I literally cannot see anything except light.
Just stop looking at the lights.
I can't look at anything else. I'm trying to look at you for direction, and all I can see is light.
Yeah, there's that.
I don't know what the answer is. You'll have to see what other photography buddy teams do.
Yeah, it is curious, because I mean it's fine if you're doing a photography dive and there's a couple with you, but I was just wondering if people take like just do a normal dive with their big rigs, or they just decide not to bother and just enjoy the dive. Because it is nice when you go in and enjoy the dive, but it is frustrating if you see something cool.
Yeah.
But then I suppose I could have a plan of just doing the dive again with the camera.
You don't always get that on the same day, though.
Yeah, that's true. I'll have to think of a solution. What's your bubble trouble for this week, Nick?
Well, when you went to St Mary's, why did I not go? I had something else on. I can't remember what I was doing. But when you went to St Mary's, you were all gearing up, and it suddenly dawned on us when we left, it's like, oh, who's doing shore cover for them? Because obviously, like, we haven't got students or anything, we're just diving with our friends. Mm-hmm. So I was like, who's doing shore cover? Anyway, it turned out that Sean wasn't feeling good anyway, so he did shore cover for you. Yep. But if Sean didn't have a cold or whatever, and he got in, there would have been no shore cover because I couldn't be there. Mm-hmm. So what's the crack with that? Like, because personally, I don't feel comfortable with yous going out without any shore cover. I wouldn't want to go diving, even if it was just me and you, without any shore cover, really.
So this, I think, is a weird one, because we've gone from running the dive centre and diving where HSE requirements must have shore cover. It becomes so institutionalised, and we see how beneficial having shore cover is.
Yeah.
Because I mean, there's been a few times we've been in dive sites and people there without shore cover have had incidents and we've had to help them.
Yeah.
So we can kind of see, yes, blah, blah, blah. But the reality is, the weather's amazing. It's a Tuesday. It's just me and you. Let's just quickly go down the beach and go for a dive.
What is the difference going in for a dive, like a really easy, shallow dive, than going up, like, a hill, going up Simonside or something on a walk? Mm-hmm. Like, is there any difference? I mean, I know if I can't drown on Simonside. I know that. But like, I know there's like an inherent risk of being out of where I can survive in the water if something goes wrong.
Yeah. But I mean, when you're walking, you do have your mobile phone, so you can. I was presuming you've got satellite reach for it. Yeah. Whereas if anything happens underwater, you've got no way of communicating to emergency services until you get out of the water.
Yeah. And then there was a couple of weeks ago, we were on the phone to some of our diver friends, and they were at the dive site, and they were saying, oh, the conditions were like a little bit ropey. And I was like, I said to you, I was like, have they got shore cover? And you were like, no. I was like, well, ask them what time they're going in and what time they're going to get out. And then at least I'll know, like, if I haven't heard from them by a certain time, tell them to ring us.
Yes. See, I think it's acceptable to have, if it's just me and you go diving, it's for our level of diving and the dive sites we know, and you know very well, and it's very shallow, we're not going past 10 metres.
Yeah.
I think it's acceptable to have just somebody where you text when you get out.
Yeah.
Or phone when you get out. So at least they know if they haven't heard from you by this time, they'll raise the alarm for you.
But like, if something happens in the first 5 minutes of the dive, and
Well,
then
I know,
you've told
but
them you're going to ring them in like an hour, then you know.
But then you just end up in a situation where you never dive.
Well, this is the problem that I've got, because I'm way overcautious because of running the business and you know and all that. Like, I am extremely cautious about everything, and I always like default to what's the safest thing to do.
Yeah,
So
I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying there needs to be a level of risk where you're like, yeah, I'm happy with the level of risk where I can pretty much stand up in this water.
Yeah.
We're not going that far out. It's pretty much just extreme rock pooling.
Yeah.
That it's not required. I mean, like, if I was doing any like deep or tech stuff, it's going to be off in a boat.
Well, yeah, you'll have the skipper.
And you have the skippers and you've got overshore cover.
Yeah.
It's just that odd time where you just want a quick little splash.
I know. I feel weird about it.
But it's curious to know what other people in the UK do.
Is this? Are you asking again? Is this another question?
Yes, this is another question.
So what do you do when you go diving? You and your buddy. Do you have shore cover? Like what's the crack with that?
Yeah.
What do you do?
So do you have actual shore cover, or do you just text a family relative?
Yeah.
Or do you rely on, I don't know, other people around?
Well, I think the other reason why I'm feeling a bit like overly cautious about it is because I've seen what has happened to people who don't have shore cover. And I've seen where our team have had to jump in some cases quite serious things have happened, and we've had to jump in and take care of it. So there was that one time at dive camp when we were on the rocks, and my buddy. There was that time. It's happened a few times, but there was one time that was ridiculous, right? So we are by the side of the water. A diver comes out. I've lost my buddy. It was at this dive site where it's happened a few times. So you immediately thought, oh, well, I know where he is. I'm going to go and look. And there was one dude in the normal I'm lost place on the rocks. So you get him out of the rocks. And then we're like, where the hell is, because there was three of them, where the hell is the other buddy? And he was on the fishing boat.
He rocked up on the fishing boat, didn't he? I forgot about that.
So we were watching, we could see the fishing boat coming, and we saw the guy, a diver, get onto the fishing boat and then got brought back to the harbour.
There was a bloke in the back with a dry suit. He was worried. I was like, is that him there? As the boat pulls back, he's like, yeah, that's him.
That was like, that was quite far off. That's quite an extreme split up that happened there. But if we hadn't been there, like, I don't think the one diver got out, I don't think on his own he would have been able to manage to get the other buddy who was in the lost place, the normal lost place, out of there, because it's quite scraggly over rocks and stuff, and it's just awkward. But we had like people without gear on, you know, in cities.
He was having a rest. He would have saved himself.
Yeah, and then I was looking for the other person up on top of the hill, getting ready to call for proper help. And then it was Archie spotted him. Who's that getting on the fishing boat? Yeah. So if we hadn't seen that, so I don't know. It's like this is why. But then, like, if we went diving and we just asked, I don't know, a friend or someone to come, like, they wouldn't know what to do either.
Well, no, that's that. Like, some people do bring non-divers, but then you bring a non-diver and
something happens and they're like, oh, I don't know what to do.
I suppose all they've got to do is ring 999
I suppose.
And ask for
Coast Guard.
Yeah. Yeah, it is one of them. But that also comes down to not knowing the dive sites, not knowing the conditions.
That's true.
Because they got quoted by the current on spring tides.
It's dead easy to do that.
Yeah, which happens, yeah. But it's just, certainly if I was diving somewhere new or very unfamiliar, I'd be getting someone to help us who knows the site, or make sure we've got extra. But it's risk management. And I go, I don't want it. Mitigate the risk as much as possible. But I mean, the reality is most of the time we'll just go with mates and there'll be a group of us, so we take it in turns, which is fine.
Yeah, like split. Yeah. So one buddy team will be doing shore cover while the other one's in the water, and then switch. Which is, I quite like doing that.
Which I do too. It's just that one time when it's a nice hot sunny day. and the sun's gone now, but you know, that hot sunny day I've got my shorts and flip-flops on and just go, you know what? We've finished putting all the regs on. Honest diver, let's just go out for a cheeky little dive.
I don't know whether that time will ever come.
Of course it will.
Where all of the products are on the website, all the regulators are on.
By the next podcast, you'll have that done.
You know how much other stuff I've got to do? You know, I can't just sit and put all of your products on that you want on.
Why not?
24/7.
I've pretty much finished all my servicing ones.
Oh, well, yeah.
I did the blog.
I haven't proofread the blog yet.
No, so it might take a bit more work.
Yes.
Add that to your list as well.
Yeah. I'll proofread it and then rewrite it, shall I?
No, that's not that bad.
I think we should put on the website, because obviously we're trying to be honest. I think it should be written by Jim. Who's Jim? Written by Jim. Fixed by Nick. Made to make sense by Nick.
Look, that's how my brain works.
I know your brain is just, I don't know how you function. The way,
no, because I write something and then I edit it and then I think, oh, I want to talk about this, but I edit it in the wrong place, and then by the time I edit it, I realise I haven't put things back in the right order.
Yeah.
And then I don't know what the order is.
Question from Jess. At what point should I start buying my own gear?
Well, I'm not going to lie, we sell gear, so every dive, as soon as they think about learning to dive,
before you start the course,
that moment you think about signing up for a course, just buy all the gear.
Right, and I know that'll
be amazing.
That has never been your point of view ever, and I know that.
Yeah, it's a tough one.
It's not a tough one.
No, it is, because having your own gear, certainly all your own gear, you will be more comfortable. You will enjoy it more.
Yeah.
You've also made that investment, so you're more likely to pursue it. It's the same in all hobbies. If you made a certain amount of investment, you are more likely to keep going.
Do you know that we've got rock climbing shoes in the drawer that we invested in, and they were quite expensive? How many times have we used them?
Well, we bought 10 sessions, and I think we used about 8.
I don't even think we used that many. I think we've done about 3.
Yeah, but it's not as big an investment as dive gear.
I can tell you that as a person who starts lots of hobbies, invests in all the gear, and then next week forgets about it, that statement isn't true.
Well, it applies for some people. Maybe it's not for you.
Not people like me.
Yeah, but you're special. The real is there.
You were saying that if you invest in your own gear, then you're more likely to use it.
Yeah, there is an element of that. But also just having it. So the biggest issue especially when you're like learning stuff, is when you're using rental kit and you go to different places, is all the kits different, sizes are different. Yeah. And it does mess your buoyancy trim. It takes you a couple of dives to get comfortable with it again. So having your own and it's all set up and you dive it the whole time is a lot more comfortable, and you will get a lot more enjoyment out of it. Yeah,
but the way that you're saying that now is like you're advising people to get everything straight away, and I don't agree with that.
Well, no, there is that. However, like that is truth, but what we're talking about here is $5,000.
Exactly.
Yeah, like, so there's a lot of money.
You're not going to drop $5,000.
Yeah, exactly.
You've just started your own water course. You're not going to drop $5,000. No, you don't even know what you wanted, what type of stuff you want.
So there is that thing about it. It is with all hobbies, like get involved with it, see how much you're going to do it, how much you're going to use it. And it's the same even once you become like a tech diver and stuff like that. It's like, all right, I have this joke all the time with divers coming in buying the helium for Trimix, and they're like, oh, I'm just going to get a rebreather because it works out cheaper. And it's just like that initial investment, how much are you going to dive to justify that initial investment? Yeah. So if you're only going to do 10 dives in the year, it's probably going to be cheaper to rent or borrow kit than it is to buy your own. But if you're going to be diving every weekend or at least twice a month, then there probably is an incentive to start buying your own, and it's just then it comes down to budget and what's a bigger priority for you.
I would always advise people to drip feed it. So you know, if you like literally just starting your course, starting to learn, then get like the personal stuff. So like a mask, for example. You don't want to be like in a screw mask all the time.
No, yeah. Mask fins is usually always the first starters. Yeah. Then it was always like wetsuits, but obviously we're in the UK, so I would say like your base layers. 'Cause sweat and especially wetsuits over people's pee and
Yeah,
stuff.
I mean, as much as we'll try, you know, every time stuff's used, it's like thoroughly washed, but it's not quite the same.
Yeah,
It's not quite the same as putting your own stuff on that you've looked after.
Yeah, and there was that whole thing during COVID where loads of dive centres started saying, "Oh, we now start disinfecting our kit."
We're like, ew, what?
Like, yeah,
you don't normally disinfect it. You're only doing it now because of COVID.
Yeah, you should have been doing that. But anyway,
what was I saying? Oh, dive computers. I would say is probably quite like
dive
near
computers
to the
used to
start of
be
the
like
list.
a afterthought, but now I personally think they're one of the first things to get.
If I haven't got my dive computer on a dive, I feel like I've had my arm cut off or something. I feel totally lost without it.
Yeah, and then even if you're getting guided by someone, you're just following them blindly. And guiding can be questionable in certain parts of the world.
And the good news about sort of drip feeding it kind of in that order is that you're starting off with the cheaper items. So I suppose you can test the water, no pun intended, to see if you're going to be diving enough to warrant that investment in the more expensive stuff. Because like once you get BCDs and regs and stuff, you're talking like $1,000. You're going to drop 1,500 easy.
Yeah, it is a lot of money. Personally, I think it's worth it because scuba diving's amazing. But things are expensive. I do appreciate that. So it is difficult. And it depends where you go and diving. So, I mean, if you're diving somewhere with a club with an amazing rental equipment that it's easy to rent and then you can make do, that's fine. But there's a lot of places, especially in the UK, where they don't have any rental equipment. So a lot of the clubs, if you want to dive, you have to have your own. So then that comes to the argument, what do you buy new and then what do you buy second hand?
We touched on that last time, didn't we, on second hand stuff.
So you maybe get some second hand stuff that's more expensive. The more expensive stuff second hand and the more personal stuff new until you can afford to upgrade stuff. Top and bottom of it, I don't know if that's the word I want to say. I think
that's right. Top and bottom of it. And then you would say the freight.
It just comes down to how many dives in the year you're going to do.
Yeah.
And certainly if you're doing dive holidays every year as well. Because dive holidays, especially if you're going to go somewhere amazing like Galapagos or something like that, you invested so much in the trip on holiday already, you kind of want to have everything to make that the best experience possible.
I did that when I went
to Galapagos.
No,
no.
What? When I went to do my dive master in the Bahamas, I literally went on whatever website it was, and I spent an absolute fortune because it was going to be such a special thing, and I wanted to make sure that I had all the kit that I needed. I already had some of it, and I upgraded other things, and just to make the most of it.
So hope that answers Jess's question.
Cool.
What's my next question?
Your next question is from Ollie. How do I stop my gear smelling like piss?
Is that literally how we asked it? So?
No, it isn't. I'm just spicing things up.
You're spicing things up, I see. Okay. Well, the simple answer is you just wash it.
But it isn't that simple though, is it?
Nah, so...
Like, what do you wash it with?
I know, this is... So everything does need washing and properly rinsing after every dive.
Yeah, especially if you've been pissing in it.
Yeah. The sooner the better as well. So this is often a lot of people's mistakes is they'll chuck the gear in the back of the car on a hot summer's day and then go...
That's a lovely drive home.
Fish and chips or whatever.
Yeah.
And then it's all dried out before they've even got it, so you need to try and get it washed as soon as you can. But anyway, I'm digressing. So it is a difficult one. We don't really have anything for sale, but you can buy specific like wetsuit wash solutions. So especially like I think surfers and stuff, there's lots of solutions like that.
Is there not that powder stuff anymore? Is that finished?
No, that was just a thing for COVID.
Okay.
I can't even remember. So there is options. We used to do a homemade one, which was vinegar and limes. Mm-hmm. Used to pick the limes off the tree in Malaysia, remember that?
Yeah, that's only because the limes were free. If you're going to be doing that now, there's going to be a hell of a lot of limes.
There's lots of homemade recipes, and anyways, what I'm trying to say is the vinegar is very good. So the white vinegar is very good at breaking down body fluids and stuff like that. And then the lime just gives it a bit of freshness. Yeah. So just with warm water. Yeah. Make up a mixture like that, give it a good dunk, good soak, and then the main thing is having like a decent place to hang it and air it. Yeah. Just because obviously mould, you want good airflow and stuff like that. So that's kind of a winning formula I would say. But something we are working on is having cleaning solutions that people can buy, but we need to find a way where it's recycled plastic and biodegradable solutions. So I'm kind of hoping Stream to See is going to come out with something.
They must do. It must be on their list of stuff to do.
Yeah, I won't be surprised if they do.
Yeah.
Because we've got ones we use, which is great, but
they're like industrial bucket things.
It's like 5 litre tubs. Yeah. It's and then I'm not sure in terms of selling on chemicals.
Yeah.
It's in the pipeline. As we've just discovered, it took us 3 years to put a regulator on the website. Don't hold out for it.
What did we buy like 3 years ago? We bought like little tins and we were going to put something in the little tins. That never happened either because those little tins are still in a box somewhere.
Yeah, that was probably from Save a Dive kits.
Oh, right, yeah. Because and then you bought those pencil case things. What were they for?
All right, doing it on here, Jesus.
I'm just thinking of all the random bits that we've got. That we went, we'll make a product out of that. We'll do this thing, and then we never did.
It is pretty much done. I'm just waiting for you to put it on the website.
Oh my god! So the batteries ran out.
I'm loving your dedication to telling everyone.
The batteries ran out, which was your fault, and then we sorted the batteries and we re-recorded, so we had the whole thing done, and then it was my fault because I took the memory card out too quick and lost the file. So when I was downloading it, I was like, "Oh,
you did keep that very quiet."
Yeah, well, yeah, but I'm owning up to it now. And then we've just gone to re-record it now, set everything up, gone, is everything ready? Started, and we didn't even press record.
That was you. That.
I thought you'd already pressed it, so I didn't be clacking because I thought you did it.
For you.
Oh my god! Right, okay. This time. Do you know this episode is literally called Technical Difficulties? That's going to be the title of the episode. and that was before today. I'd already decided on what it was called like a few days ago.
Oh dear.
This has been a very trying and patience testing podcast.
We're on episode 5. We're meant to be getting better.
I know, but the worst thing is like all the previous takes that haven't recorded have been literal gold dust. You know, we're talking like 100,000 views on YouTube, and it's just gone. Nobody will ever see that.
You've got your behind the scenes version of it.
Yeah, but that's just not.
It's not up to the mark.
It's not up to the mark because the audio is not on it. So it's only got like the camera phone audio.
I see. Oh dear.
But anyway, so we were up to the point where we were talking about product of the week. So let's start again. What is your product of the week that you're going to give your honest review about this week?
Well, seeing as you've finally got the regulator on the website, I thought we'll talk about the OSHA Reg.
The OSHA Reg. That's such a surprise. I didn't realise we were going to be talking about this because we've already done it like 5 times. Okay, all right, OSHA Reg. Awesome, okay.
Yeah, so the OSHA Reg comes in this very funky box with very nice packaging.
Yeah. I like the design.
Yeah, it's very pretty design.
Yeah, I like the fact that it's recycled and recyclable.
Yeah, pretty much nearly all Apeks products come in this type of packaging now, but especially so for the OSHA. So yeah, very pretty packaging. I like that. And then inside, we've got the OSHA Reg,
which is the most environmentally friendly regulator that exists in the whole world, and it's just amazing. And it just proves it is amazing. It proves that if manufacturers put their mind to it, they can actually do something. And like the packaging is usually where people stop. Like, right, we've got recyclable packaging. It looks really nice, right? Done. But they have thought about every process of making this reg and tried to make it as sustainable and environmentally friendly as possible. So, big kudos to Apeks. They've done a good job.
Yeah, because this is probably the most complicated product to make that with it being breathing apparatus.
Yeah,
and stuff like
and that proves if you can do it for this really complicated thing, then simple things like reels or whatever can be. Yeah.
The change is coming. It's happening. We're getting there. So the OSHA Reg itself. So pretty much mainly on the second stage. This is a lot of plastic. All second stages are made of plastic, which is all from like injection molded plastic.
Nerdles!
Yes, with your best friends, the Nerdles.
Hate Nerdles.
So now they've changed this to a bioplastic, which is an eco-friendly product, and then it's also made from recycled post-consumer material.
Yep.
Like car parts.
Yeah.
Anything plastic that you've got to the tip.
Yeah.
Is being made into these.
Right.
And then also for every OSHA regulator sold, Apeks donate to the plastic bank, which helps remove plastic from the oceans. So 5 kilograms of plastics is removed from the ocean for everyone sold.
Every time you buy one. Yeah. Removing 5 kilos.
And then when we come on to the first stage itself, this is where most of the issues are.
It's where the most environmental issues.
Environmental issues,
Yeah.
So chrome plating is a very toxic process.
Yeah.
So Apeks have always used the most eco-friendly version of it.
Well, that's the thing. Like, there's some processes you cannot get away from. Like, you have to chrome plate it for the job that it's got to do. So at least you can choose the most eco-friendly. It'll never be 100%, sustainable or whatever, but at least it's as good as it can be.
Yeah, they've tried to make it as clean, environmentally friendly process as they can. Yeah. And also, everything in the Apeks factory is powered by solar panel. So it is pretty much a renewable factory, and then everything is closed loop. So that all the nasty chemicals is given back to the manufacturers and recycled and just taken care of properly, and all the brass as well.
Yeah.
And then the biggest thing that change they made is not a lot of people know, but as part of making the brass, to be able to machine it and work it, they actually add lead to the brass in terms of the alloy to make it a bit softer for them to work and use. So lead is obviously toxic. Yes, we do use a lot of lead in diving. But it was, when they told us that, it was like, wow, there's lead in the thing I breathe from. Well. They've basically got rid of that lead and replaced it with a eco-friendly version of like silica. So
they've even thought about the materials needed for the various processes and made it as eco as possible.
So they've made that big change there, and then made it very pretty with this lovely bit of tattoo art.
you do want to get that as a tattoo, but I think it's good, but I don't know.
Not like that exactly. I don't know. The camera's not showing that.
Can I use that style and redesign it for you?
Yeah, but then I've got to be brave enough to actually do it.
I know. I'm too chicken shit to get a tattoo. I really want one.
Yeah. That is what makes this the only eco-friendly product on the market.
Yeah.
In terms of the product itself, this is a cold water rated regulator and also super lightweight.
Yeah.
So it is perfect travel reg. So previously it used to be travel regs meant warm water. So they weren't suitable for cold water, so you'd have either 2 regs or I don't know what.
Or you just only dive in warm water.
Or you only dive in warm water. So now so when they brought out the XL4, that was kind of the first cold water travel regulator.
Yeah, so this bit's based on the XL4, which I love because it's so dinky. Like when I'm using any other sort of reg, it hurts my jaw because it's just too big for us, and it looks like I've got a dinner plate in front of my face, but these are just so teeny tiny, like it's dead easy to use.
Yes, it's perfect for that. Reduces jaw fatigue. Technically the work will breathe is a bit harder.
I've never noticed it.
Yeah, you've got diddy lungs.
Yeah, I mean I've been deep with them, I've been in currents with them, and I've never noticed anything.
They still do the job, they do work, otherwise it wouldn't be on the market.
Yeah.
So it is very good that we've now got a cold water reg, because people go on holiday to places like Iceland.
Don't be silly, nobody goes to somewhere cold and go diving on holiday.
No way. So now we've got a regulator that is up to that job, and doesn't mean you've got loads in your luggage. It's a really nice product. This is the yoke version. So we get this super snazzy yoke bit.
I mean that design, I do like that design. It's just a shame that it has to be yoke to be that design. I mean, you even wanted me to you didn't want to put a yoke as an option on the website, did you?
No, I think we're at the stage now where yoke just needs to disappear. It's been proven, DIN's way better seal, better everything.
Science fact.
The only reason people aren't changing to DIN is just because they haven't upgraded the cylinders.
Like to the places you go on holiday, they're more likely to have yoke valves.
Even people in the UK are still using the yokes on their cylinders. So I kind of think it's just time to force the change. So if we stop selling yoke,
I do see where you're going with that, but some people just do prefer yoke. That's just what they're used to.
But for them people stuck in the ways and want to stick with yoke, that is a very nice design.
It is a nice design, and if you're thinking about doing the change to DIN and you're not sure about it, just hit up the reg doctor and he'll talk you through it.
Sound like you were gonna suggest some new dance move.
Some therapy.
Doing the salmon dance.
No, but because there's still ways around it, isn't it? If you buy a DIN reg and you're worried about going on holiday and not being able to dive, you can take adapters and all sorts of stuff.
Yes, there's adapters.
So it's not like a big deal.
No. Yeah, so get a DIN reg and just take an adapter if you're worried, and then just tell the owners, I'm not coming back again until you get DIN tanks. Yeah. So that is the Ocea, and it comes in 2 colours. So this is the snazzy mint.
Yeah. And then it comes in grey.
Kind of like it. It's alright. Then we've got...
Don't knock anything over.
Jingle Jangle.
No, Jingle Jangle. All right, Jimmy Savile.
No. Right. The other option is black or dark grey.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say it was more black. And there is something very sexy about the Apex logo in black.
Whatever floats your boat.
It's got that Batman vibes, doesn't it?
Yeah, like Navy SEAL.
Yeah. It looks nice.
Yeah.
So I do really like that colour. That would tempt us. 'Cause I mean, there's another reg I'm going to put on is the Aqualung Legend.
Sorry, another reg that who's going to put on?
That you're going to put on.
Oh, right, okay, right.
The Aqualung Legend.
Right.
That comes in a all black version.
Oh, okay.
It's nice. So what we've got is this is a long hose setup. So you've got it all set up now. So you can add on whatever you want. So you can add on the gauge. This is the Apex standard gauge that comes with most recreational setups.
Yeah.
But there's options for the...
There's loads of different types of
Yeah,
gauge.
so you've got the metal ones, and then you can add whatever inflator hose, dry suit hose you want.
And you can change the colours. You can put MyFlex hoses on, so you can totally customise it as well.
And then this is in the long hose configuration, and this is the Octo.
Yeah. Yellow.
I would say it was lime green, that, like.
Well, I mean, it looks all right on the grey version, but I don't really like it with the mint. I think it's just a little bit clashy.
Yeah.
The colours are just a slightly off for my eyes, anyway.
I think it's all right.
I like it with the grey.
Yeah.
But long hose setup, I want mine to be the same colour.
It was too difficult for me to do on the website.
You say that, but I think that I can do it. Because we were talking about this in one of the previous versions of this recording. We were talking about how I would be more likely to be a customer of yours if I could like totally customise my colour scheme.
Yeah, but there's a cost associated
Yeah,
with
no,
that
there's a
as well.
cost, but if that's what I want and I'm willing to pay for it, then make it happen.
Basically, Apex sell this is like a set, matching set like that.
Yeah.
So then I've got to disassemble the set and put in two of them. I'm not sure if Apex are going to let us do it on the OSHA.
Why? Why couldn't you just buy in this bit?
The recent price list didn't have it on. So they only had that with the first stage.
But what if that breaks and you want a new one? What if the whole thing cracks?
There's a way around it. But
Make it happen, bitch. Make it happen.
it's a lot easier to do on the MTXs and
Right.
stuff like that, but not on these. So you may just have to have a black and a yellow.
Right.
And then you've just got to have that debate. Do you want the yellow on the long hose? Because that's technically what they say should be the one that you donate.
Yeah.
Should be bright yellow and easily seen.
I think that could be a topic for further discussion. I think.
It's a bit of a rant for this episode. Yes, it depends which way around you want it, but I can put it either way.
So that's the
absolutely
thing,
fine.
like, so on the website you can choose like all the add-ons and the extras and stuff that you want. If there's a combination that isn't on the website, like you want two second stages the same colour, or we want your hoses routed in a certain way because of your setup, or like all you got to do is tell him and he'll build it however you want it, basically. Isn't it? Like you just get in touch and say, I want this and this.
Well, within reason, but yes.
Yes, you can do.
I know, but you make me sound like I'm going to start building regs.
Well, you are.
Like taking an XL4 second stage and combining it with an MTX.
Oh no, you're not allowed to do that. You know, the
Physically
the things that you're allowed to do, then you can do.
Yes. Yeah, so there is a lot of options that it becomes never ending for the website.
Yeah.
So the best is just to drop us an email or get in touch.
Yeah.
We could sort it out from there. I think that's XL4 OSHA.
I'm trying to think of the things that we talked about in all.
I know the problem is I've talked about it 5 times now.
Now I've forgotten what we've said about it.
What I've said and not said.
How much is it? Now, we've said this a million times, so you must know. Don't say I'm not a walking price catalogue. We've looked it up.
$7.95.
Yeah. I think it's 792, but it's around there anyway.
Yeah.
Something
Around that
like
mark.
that,
Before you stop doing all the add-ons.
Yes.
And all our packages come with a free reg bag as well.
Oh, yeah. One of those circle Aqualung ones, isn't it?
But yeah, it's in that amazing reg section that we've got. That's overflowing with products.
Overflowing with the OSHA. The sales of OSHA are gonna go through the roof because it's literally the only choice until like a few weeks, and then I'll sort it out.
A few weeks?
Do you know how much other stuff I've got? The backlog of having to edit this like a million times because it's just.
That's what you get for corrupting SD cards.
I know. I'm gonna have a cup of coffee or something before I take that one out this time.
Definitely.
I better be recording.
Yeah, it is. It's flashing and everything. Same record. Could have that paranoia all the way through this now.
Yeah, I know. So that brings us to the end of episode 5. Finally!
Finally.
We made it.
I think technically that was episode 10.
Yeah, I know. And I hope the sound is okay.
I'm sure it will be.
Because I've already started editing like the other stuff, and
I reckon when you put that together with the other one, no one's going to spot any continuity errors.
Nothing about clothes or anything.
Change of mic positions, nothing. It's just because it seems seamlessly flawless.
Seamlessly flawless. Okay, good. So you've asked a lot of questions in this episode.
Apparently so.
And I believe you've got another question that you want to ask.
Yes, thanks for reminding us. So part of the thing is you've started trying to teach us social media, which one's portrait, which one's landscape, with the goal of me doing some videos.
Have you tried any?
On my own.
Have you tried any?
Kind of, and then I need to.
Why have I not seen them?
I've been busy doing Rec Doctor things.
Yeah, so film the Rec Doctor things that you're doing.
Well, I'm getting there. I've got a storyboard. It's in my brain. It's coming.
Okay.
So I've got lots of cool videos in the pipeworks.
Okay.
And
you're thinking about going live when you're servicing stuff as well, isn't it?
Am I?
Yeah, we've talked about it already.
I know, and every time I've said no.
It's happening.
Right, okay. That's going to be a very boring live.
Well, yeah.
It's pretty much me just drinking tea.
Maybe I can like dance in the background or something.
Right, okay. That'd be interesting. Right, okay. Yeah, so we've got videos in the pipework, but it'll be cool to know if there's any content or videos people want to see. Because I kind of imagine I'm going to end up repeating content that's already out there.
Yeah.
I've got ideas which I think isn't out there. I could be wrong because I don't go on social media that much, so I've probably missed a lot of stuff. But yeah, if there's anything divers kind of want to know that feel like it's not covered, it'd be cool to know because somebody's already asked for, because you did your SMB stuff, the blog.
On the blog, yeah.
They want to see some more deployment stuff underwater with the products.
Right.
So we do have some plans for underwater videos, especially now the visibility is improving.
Yeah.
We're getting the scene, do some.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, and then I suppose if you have any questions, just general ones that you'd like to ask to be answered on the podcast, you can send those into hello@thehonestdiver.com. And as always, we would love it if you could share this podcast with your diving buddies, or maybe just like leave a review, or all that stuff that I'm supposed to plug and I feel embarrassed to plug.
Yep, it's all about the interactions.
Yeah.
I always feel guilty when I swipe past our videos because I'm like, oh, well, I know what it's about.
Yeah, you should totally... What are you swiping on? TikTok? Yeah. You need to
I know,
comment,
then I go back
share,
and start
save,
interacting
everything.
with it. And I feel like, I'm going to get it wrong because I just keep swiping past them.
No, don't do that because then that tells TikTok that our videos are crap, which might be correct, but we need to try and trick the algorithm a little bit.
Okay, yeah.
So hopefully this has worked and we can say bye for the last time.
Yes.
The final time. We don't need to re-record saying bye anymore. Okay, bye!